precedence to the senior snitch, just like if they were in the army, the sergeant, they give the sergeant in charge, right? So the senior snitch always is going to control the conversation because the senior snitch has more information on what's going on. So people will automatically, sometimes they catch themselves and you say something, they look at the senior snitch. Okay. Don't bother me, I know, I've been knowing 100 years. I knew the day, I know the day when one of our people, he called from prison years ago. And I knew he was a government agent when he called. He'd been in prison over 30 years or something like that. And within a little while, when he came here, he got a good job. He used to stay close by right around there. And we may get him a car. Look out for him. Brought some Lebanese here one day. He said, they put me in I was in the general population, and they put me in the media management unit. Why did they do that? I said, because the government, they have snitches. And if they want to keep a good eye on the people in the media unit, they'll bring somebody out talking about him. He was good. And the other guy was here with us, so they bring y'all out and put you in there with them, and you monitor them. It's just normal. You don't have to think about it. That's why Al-Moody was under surveillance, and people here could tell you what Al-Moody was worried about. Why? Because he was right there taking notes. They pull Al-Moody in a cell that overflowed the toilet, overflowed a lot. He would be mad because he got to keep it kind of clean, you know. And he was broken-hearted, always writing letters. Who would he have write letters? He'd have the snitch write the letters. Because the snitch always gets a job. He gets things. He takes over a legal thing, because a legal thing, they write writs, they do that. So if everybody want to write a writ, go through the writ expert, there he is. All that stuff is normal, but I didn't want to talk about that. It could be signal diplomacy. Signal diplomacy. You know, you send a signal to us, then we'll respond. That was the George, was that George? That was Bill Clinton, signal diplomacy. Strike a blow for freedom. Psychological warfare. When I read this article this morning, this is what I put for my notes. Take full credit for that. Full credit. They can have Russia and China just as a protection. Say that, oh, we're thinking about answering a request for regional security. They already do it in Syria, right? Regional security with Iran in mind. We are thinking about answering requests. This is all this is made up for. Or it could become true. I'm not suggesting this is what they do, but it could become a reality. Put Russia in the middle of that. That puts some brakes on the U.S. They can't do nothing if Russia is there. And then China, they've been treating China so bad. China doesn't invade people too much except Vietnam. But anyway, they could team up the Russians and the Chinese, and they said, well, we're thinking about, because remember the silkworm missiles in China that during the Gulf War, 1980 to 88, the only thing they could get like that was from China. They couldn't get them from Russia in those days. Now they're their friends. So, I'm just going to mention that. I just wanted to mention these. There's a few things about the Three Stooges. Larry Moe and Curly Joe. Trump is Curly Joe because, you know, he got that bald head that he combs in. So we were going to call him Curly Joe. Bolton is Larry and Moe is Pompeo. They're the Three Stooges. What I want to say tonight is, Iran is saying, we don't want to go to war with nobody. But Iran is not afraid of the United States. Let me put it. Whether they know it or not, they're not afraid of the United States. So Iran can put out a few light hints. Well, if we're attacked by the U.S., we're going to have to invade Saudi Arabia, and we're going to have to take the eastern provinces because we have to protect the Shia population. See what I mean? Not Mecca and Medina, because Saudi would, oh, they do it. No, they'd be killing inside the sacred. No. Eastern provinces were all oil. They had a 12-year, one boy that was 10 years old years ago, and they was on bicycles and they was protesting. They put the boy on trial, and they waited. Now he's 18 or 17. They talk about beheading. Yeah, you just keep looking, you'll find it. And Bahrain, the 5th Fleet is there. Remember, when they start, if they attack Iran, they have to attack it. They're not going to have no little pump strike. You see what I mean? If they attack Iran, Iran goes all out. Bahrain, eastern provinces of Saudi Arabia, and Israel, for starters. And they'll have a bloody nose. You got to remember. You got to remember what they got in their blood. Shias right below the surface. The fountains in Iran, when I was there during the war, did not have water. Well, it had red water, like they put Kool-Aid in the water or something, like blood. Right below the surface of Shias is martyrdom. You keep scratching them and scratching them, pretty soon they say, that's it, bump you out. You know, Iran is fully justified right now. There's a group in Iran that say, hey man, y'all you ain't messing with us. You're not going to mess with us. And if you do, we're coming after your behind. It would take a minimum of 1 million people to, it's not, Iran is not Iraq. The army of Iran is the most professional army in the region. Then you put Hezbollah, America can't stand it. That's what I'm trying to say. They can't stand no war over there, not now. And the American people are not going to put up with it. So these jokers are Larry, Moe, and Curly Joe. And everything they're doing, you know, like the Three Stooges will turn around and slap each other. Slap, 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 slap. Slap each other on the head. All that stuff, right. That's them. Everything they do. Think about it. Everything they do is Three Stooges. First it was just one Stooge, but when they brought Bolton and Pompeo, they sound like a student. When they talk, hey man, they reading from fairyland somewhere. The world they talking about don't exist. Okay, first of all, you can kill a lot of Iranians, but you can't defeat them. You can't defeat Iran. The United States government cannot defeat Iran except with astronomical costs. They would have to send an army, not no 500,000. They'd have to invade the country. And now Iran's missile technology will burn the whole region. And they produce every night in underground things, missile after missile after missile. Their missile technology is deadly. They would push the Zionists to the brink of nuclear push-buttonism. That's what things are. It's not what things are now, but it can get there if they keep acting a fool. And they got, right now, America must understand, ain't nobody scared of you. Maybe Rouhani and Zarif them is nervous, but once you start, they're not going to take any push-button warfare like they bombed Syria 60 missiles ago. They're not going to take that. They're not going to take that. There's some things that we might suggest, but we just want to say that tonight. And then I want to ask the question, what I just read, does it make sense when you add it to what we said last night? Does it make any sense at all? Or does it make 50% sense, 75% sense, or 25% sense? Does it make any sense at all?
Well, what I was looking for on my phone, I read earlier today where it talked about how China was basically putting tariffs on the U.S. and lowering like tariffs on other people that they deal with to make it easier for them to import or export. So I thought about that talk what you said last night. So it seems like there's that move to isolate the U.S. because of their bullying.
What happened with China? You remember the tiny tigers, Malaysia, Singapore, all those places? In '98, they was coming up, and then they took a hit. That was the U.S. banking system. Hit them. Japan, remember Japan? They done bought everything. Remember in the '90s and the '80s and '90s?
Right.
Then in '98, they took a hit. That was the U.S. again. Okay. The U.S. thought with China, if we help make them rich, the Communist Party will crumble. And the U.S. is always, the West is always worried about communism because it confiscates property. You see what I mean? Okay, now, all of a sudden last year, the 20th Communist something or other session, China came out with all their futuristic plans. Marxist-Leninism, Mao Zedong thought, Deng Xiaoping mixed in there, and socialism. You remember what they were? Chinese characteristics. By this year, we want to do that. Before that, you ain't heard hardly no, we don't like China there. But when China came out with their plan and the U.S. looked up with their Belt and Road Initiative, what they tried with Japan, what they tried with the Tiny Tigers, it was too late. Here's certain reasons. Number one, the Chinese Communist Party is stronger than it's ever been. It's futuristic. It's non-oppressive yet powerful. Except what they're doing to the Muslims. Right. I'm going to recommend to China, y'all got to stop bothering the brothers. Other than that, man, y'all got it going on. But you got to stop tearing down mosques and bulldozing neighborhoods, man. Y'all have been crazy. Plus, you don't need, if you got over 1 billion Han Chinese, you don't want no diversity? That's stupid. Now think about it. That's stupid. You don't want no diversity in your country. That's insanity. It's not insanity to them. They want total uniformity. That's the main mistake the Chinese Communist Party is making. But remember here, the German press has been here. Remember several years ago? The Japanese press has been here. The Russian press has been here, all of them sitting right there. And they all stopped coming because I didn't say what they wanted. The world press has been right here. They've been right here. With China, you take the U.S., they can't make any moves in Congress. They can't do this. They are their own worst enemy. They can't do anything. The other thing is their business is all short range. It's this quarter. You can't, they talk about the infrastructure of America is crumbling. You can't do anything about that. You know why? Because whoever spends the money on the infrastructure, the benefits don't show up till 10 years from now when you done fixed everything and they'll be out of office. A politician have to spend money on what we're going to benefits now. There's very seldom an investment brings back money that quick. They cut their own throat. The other thing is, they misjudged communism. They thought the communism would be the old Chinese characteristics. They followed, at first, Deng Xiaoping. The Chairman Mao used to sit at this part of the table. Deng Xiaoping would sit way down there. Deng Xiaoping couldn't hear good, so he would sit as far away from Chairman Mao as he could. You may not remember the Gang of Four, those people, the Gang of Four in 1975, 76. The Gang of Four, when Chairman Mao died, his wife and other people big generals was put on a certain list. They called them the Gang of Four. They quieted them down. So, the Chairman Mao had opened up China. And Nixon, in fact, Nixon, Kissinger, they thought this was a great deal. Right. George Bush was the
head of the CIA.
Head of the CIA, but he was the ambassador to China. Their plan failed 100%. What is a plan? Money spoils everybody. So we will help China build up. So Deng Xiaoping was quiet. He said, don't antagonize the Americans. Now just remember, the Chinese stole everything, all the videos, all the old tapes when they had them, the movies. America couldn't make no money off no movie. right? Because as soon as it hit the market, the Chinese had them packaged all over the world. They had them packaged for videos and everything before the companies here could. That's how fast the Chinamen were. And they just stopped that. The reason you don't see all those movies anymore, because they don't need, now they just jump from bam to bam. What's more important is the Communist Party didn't get weaker, it got stronger. Right? So now, what they did to the tiny tigers, Malaysia and all of that, Indonesia, they couldn't do to China. China got too big. China surrounded them. They owe China $2–3 trillion. China got away, and it used exactly the exact process that people used against them, encirclement and suppression. When the U.S. looked up the Caribbean initiative, the South American initiative, everybody with China. Africa, everybody's with China. China goes in, oh, we just your friend, we share. You know, they do a little sharing, but the people in China saying you got to watch out about Chinese imperialism. You got to be careful about that. Because at first they are friendly. They are. They could go bad though. So you got to keep an eye on them. Right now, the only problem we have in China is what they're doing to the Uyghurs. We got to stop that. And we have to go down to the Chinese embassy and talk to them and say, we your own folks. We think all the half stuff. You got guerrilla warfare, psychological warfare. We got psychological guerrilla warfare. We learned that from you. All we did was changed everything from physical to psychological and then spiritual. That's all. But the rules we got from you, we got all that. Chairman Mao was a great strategist. I said, we got all that from them. So, right now, they can't do anything about China. China's too big. China has them surrounded. And they